Are you a person of destiny or trapped within the matrix? We all have great potential as individuals, if only we were free enough to explore our own uniqueness to a point at which our true spiritual destiny can be fulfilled. Each one of us comes into this earthly realm with a sole purpose, tasks we incarnate here to experience. To fulfill our sole purpose or life's destiny, we need to live in a relatively free and tolerant environment, unmolested, allowing us to explore and navigate our own journey and unique path towards enlightenment.
America's promise. To President Johnson, a great society means government-guaranteed material prosperity and universal equality as defined and enforced by government. To the American Founding Fathers, a great society meant a political system which left people free to follow their own destinies with God's help. Not a nation devoted to the ideal of the common man, but a place where a man could become uncommon, without a government to harass him and hold him down to a common level. America was founded and built into the greatest nation of all times by men who established a constitutional system of limited government to guarantee personal freedom, by men who, firm in their faith in God, spoke with divine authority when they said to their own government, "Thou shalt not abridge these freedoms which God has given us. Government shall not." That was the promise of America. The promise of America is obvious to anyone who knows her early history, knows enough about the Founding Fathers to understand their lives and their ideals. But the teeming millions from Europe who glutted our eastern ports of entry and pushed across the continent to the Pacific in the 19th century, they, for the most part, were ignorant of the details of American history. What was the promise of America to them? A promise of fertile land, cheap and abundant? A promise of great deposits of natural resources? A promise of good climate? There have always been other places with greater natural resources, with climate as good or better, and with land more fertile and plentiful than in the United States of America. Those American pioneers who pushed through gaps in the mountains, driving westward with blue vistas of hope and adventure in their eyes, were they in quest of social security or some kind of government-guaranteed existence? Were they yearning for the fat and easy life? Were they bound for the land of the common man? Most of them were common men in the general evaluation of the world. Most of them were poor and would have welcomed abundance. They all were human and would have been glad to be spared hardship and arduous labor. But these were not the things they sought in the New World. They expected and they encountered more hardship and harsh toil in the raw American wilderness than they had left behind in Europe. They were looking for a place where a common man could, God willing, become uncommon, where a man could become whatever his vision, his faith, his energy, his intellect, and his manhood combined to make him, without a government to harass him and hold him down to a common level for the benefit of the general welfare. In short, the promise of America was freedom.
As the Matrix, an artificially constructed reality, intensifies its grip over us, limiting our options, we are fast losing the ability to forge our own unique paths towards independence. Those pulling the levers of this matrix need to keep control over humanity. To do this, they target independence and entangle the masses in a perpetual loop of tail chasing, distracting them with trivia, deceptions, and vacuous consumption. To deny people the opportunity to pursue their individual unique destiny, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is essentially opposing nature and the fundamental purpose of divine creation. Most people who support the matrix and all its entangling offshoots are unaware of any alternatives, believing that reality offered to them by those manipulating the matrix is all that there is. They are groomed from an early age to submit to the matrix and to find their role within it, a position which will keep them occupied and distracted from cradle to grave. Very few break free to explore their own unique individual potential. These few put their faith in their spiritual connection to divine consciousness. Underpinned by strong intuition, they ride the winds of change as their destiny is slowly revealed to them. These people stand out. They are people of destiny, providence, shining like a beacon among the masses of empty souls who choose to dedicate their lives serving the matrix. They say the universe gives you what you need, but not necessarily what you want. Needs derive from the subconscious, where emotional fulfillment and a sense of security is required. Wants, on the other hand, are aspects of the materium offered to you by the matrix, tempting the ego and the will via the soul. Through deception and manipulation, those controlling the matrix can stimulate your wants, but not necessarily fulfilling your needs. To become an independent individual offers you the potential to become the greatest version of yourself. Be that change you want to see in the world.